pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
You want to do this number one?
Yes, I will. So last Tuesday, I approved the following things for the financials. So the highlights are a revenue certification for the Transit Department for a Corsa insurance reimbursement and the 2014 payroll advance, and appropriation transfer from the contingency account for additional hospitalization appropriations for the Recorder's Office for coverage changes. Encumbrances included a purchase order for Teledyne Instruments Incorporated for the purchase of 5 effluent samplers to comply with Ohio EPA requirements for the Department of Water Resources in the amount of $45,676.76. Travel requests were for the Common Pleas Court and the Transit Department. Vouchers included payment number 3 to Envirocom Construction for the Thompson Sewer Project Contract B project for community development in the amount of $118,582.33. A payment to Oglesby Construction for the application of polyester pavement markings to various county roads in 2014 for the engineer's office in the amount of $165,540.50. A payment to Southwestern Communications for 3 new PCs and software upgrade for the Safety Center Central Control Room in the amount of $14,805.45. And a payment to Groundworks Construction, LLC for general contracting services for the Department of Water Resources in the amount of $18,292.50.
Good job.
Okay, number 2.
The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute the minutes for the meeting at the Pleasant Hill County Home on August 19th, 2014.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Abstain. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
And
You should have.
for number 3, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute the minutes of the meeting for October 30th.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Oh, okay, yeah, go on. Sorry.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye, motion approved. And then Heidi for financials
Is this
for number
another
4.
one?
That was the county home.
Good morning, how are you?
Would you sign that?
Those are my copies.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Did we
Isn't
get
there
one
another-
past
I
it?
thought there was another one here. This one.
How many you got? Was one?
Yeah,
That's the
other
county
one's not
home.
here yet.
You don't.
He's got the original minutes for the 30th. He's passing down.
For the what, the 30th?
That was the special meeting on the 30th.
Well, what did we sign there? That's the
Well,
county.
County home.
That's the.
Okay,
Yeah, we're
okay.
good.
Well, I have all my copies here and it got confusing. I'm sorry. Apologize.
Okay. Financials today include, we have revenue certification for the pre-sentence investigation report fund to certify a 2014 payroll advance. Appropriation transfer for the aging fund for vehicle and computer replacement purchases. Supplemental appropriation for the Department of Emergency Services for a vehicle purchase. Cash transfer out of the general fund for a portion of 2014 funding for the county home. Travel request for the maintenance department. Payment to Infinity Paving Company for the Geauga County Fairgrounds sidewalks and parking facilities improvement project for community development. Amount of $16,755.90. Payment to Mary Ruth Shumway for external services evaluation for the juvenile court in the amount of $6,666.66.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
Well, I have problems with this report with regard to the one line item in juvenile court. I understand that we've gotten correspondence from the judge about this, and that's all well and good, but I serve the public and the taxpayers and have an obligation to the taxpayers to know where and why we're spending money. The judge likes to use his separation of powers doctrine, and apparently that only goes one way. I feel it should go both ways, so I will not be voting on item, it's like 1001, 007, 00601. I believe that's the line item, if that's the first column. The second column is the account, or the date, right?
That's the actual encumbrance.
Okay, the encumbrance number. I understand that we don't have the flexibility to not approve something if it's in the fund. However, the money that he's paying this from or with was appropriated to one fund during the budget process, the one line item, and then transferred to another one some 4 or 5 months ago. And I just have more questions that I don't believe the separation of powers really covers. I just like to know why and have more information. So on that line item, I'll be abstaining.
Okay.
Other than that, I'll second the motion.
Commissioner Sweetie?
I'd also like to say, I had asked for some information on that particular line item. All I wanted to know is what it was for, why it was used, and I didn't get any information. Not that we're running anything for that, but being a county commissioner, when we approve the financials, we are supposed to be the oversight on the financials. If we weren't, why would we be voting? Doesn't make sense. So all I would like is for an explanation on that. And it may be fine, but I would just like an explanation myself for that one line item before voting on that one line item. But I'll vote for the rest.
Well, but you're
We
gonna
do
hold
that?
up, I mean, you're gonna hold up that expenditure if we don't have a majority of the board voting for
Yeah,
the financials as a
I understand
whole.
that, but I just wanted that explanation. I had asked for it last week.
Well, there's another question on this.
I know we can't do it, and I think the prosecutor has told us that we cannot vote no on it. But he didn't say we had
Voice your
abstained.
objection to
Voice
that
your objections,
particular
but
line item
ultimately,
when it
he has the
say
right
you
to
don't.
spend.
He has the
He
right
can-
to spend, he has the right to
He
spend.
apparently can do what he wants, but there's another question that I have where this person that performed this is listed as a services coordinator. Does this person work for us? I mean, if there
Well,
are
I think
services.
she's a contract, she was contracted.
Contracted to do that.
So
Do we
she was like-
normally contract and call people services coordinators, or that almost sounds as though it's an employee at that point? That's a question I have. Do we owe,
I
on
think we
this
have a
money,
few
do we?
questions that
Yeah.
we'd like answered.
I just don't know, have
Not
enough.
that we are gonna say yes, but.
Well, but if you don't vote for today, it's not gonna go through on the financials. And, you know, we've been advised that you don't really have the authority to.
Well, and he has the
Well,
authority
we
to
then-
order it, but I have the authority, I don't know about Mary, I'm just saying, I'm not gonna do this because I took an oath of office, and just as the judge did, and if I don't know what I'm spending money for, you know, he doesn't have to give me the confidential
Well, I don't
particulars, but I have to have some idea,
Yeah.
or I'm not doing my job.
I don't
So-
think if we don't vote for it, I don't think abstaining, you know, if we're asking for a little more information, I don't think that that's wrong to ask for. So I
So
would
you are
abstain
objecting
also.
to that line
Yeah, that
item,
one
so
line
that,
item. Until I just
payment
would
will
like a
not be
little
made
information, that's
today.
all. I asked for it a week or two ago. Just wanted a little more information. I don't even know what it's for. Not that we have to, I guess, being oversight, I think we should know.
they did send copies of the invoice, I mean,
I didn't get that. Let me see. I've looked at, I have this from the employees, I have the sheriff.
Well, the money was originally appropriated, I believe, to the Family Life Intervention
the flip program.
FLIP program, which we all agreed at the time was a worthwhile program and so on. And then some months later was transferred to a different account.
There was
Uh,
money
Did she make a
transferred from the
report
flip-
for this kind of money? Was there a report that we could read or anything?
Well, we're not allowed
This
to
is
see
all
it.
you received.
Oh, we only, okay.
I just,
I
I
just would
understand
like
he
to-
has his obligation, to do, and I just believe I have mine.
Okay.
And that's where I just signed them, I abstained on the back from that one item, and then signed. But
Yeah, I was-
Ralph has to vote, or
Yeah,
you,
Ralph
Ralph
We have
hasn't
to actually
voted.
have, we have,
We haven't
I
had the
asked
roll
for
call
Mary and I
yet.
never got a vote, so.
Well, I make a motion to approve the, this resolution 146 for the financials. Now you call the roll.
Are you making the motion to
To
approve
approve
it
it.
less that, or with that?
Well, less that, well, for me, I'm going to abstain on this piece right here. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same.
I'll second.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Based on the prosecutor's recommendation, aye for all of it.
I would just like
Thanks,
a
Heidi.
little more information and then.
Thank you, Heidi.
Okay. So number 5 is Department on Aging. Morning, Jessica.
Hey, good morning.
Aye. Morning.
So you need it.
Okay, so I internally posted the position for ancillary program coordinator, and Natalie Dolezal, she was one of my information and referral assistants. I have a total of 2. She applied for that position internally, and she has already absorbed some of those jobs and been going above and beyond, so it was most appropriate to award her with that promotion. Keep in mind, I had 2 information and referral assistants. She is being promoted to this role, and I am adding no more staff. So my total number of staff is not changing. She's just becoming the ancillary program coordinator.
So you're moving her up one rung?
Right.
You're promoting her
We're
to
prom-
the position for
Of
things
what
she's
that-
already doing.
Right, and that Liz Slattery was
Right.
in before she retired. So she
Yeah.
will be overseeing information and referrals, she'll be overseeing maintenance, and she'll also be continuing to coordinate all of our outside appointments and also liaising with county maintenance.
And there's enough money in the budget to
Absolutely.
accommodate that, right?
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Do we have a motion?
The Department on Aging is requesting the board approve the promotion of Natalie Dolezal to the position of ancillary program coordinator number 1028 to be effective November 17th, 2014 at a rate of $14.78 per hour. After the successful completion of a 180-day probationary period, the rate will increase to $15.56 per hour.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye, motion approved.
Okay. Next is, 'tis the season, our contracts are about ready to go into effect for next year. So the first thing on my agenda is my West Geauga Senior Center. I did do a 1-year contract with Orchard Hills last year. So at this time, being that the levy has passed, I would like to put out a request for proposal for a West Geauga Senior Center. I've toured a couple of different places by requests.
Yeah.
And I did tell those places that if the levy is successful, you know, they can certainly check the website
Sure.
moving forward. So, as the proposal says, I'm looking for 6,000 to 12,000 square feet, space for 75 to 100, and room for social events, 2 offices for client records, the handicap van accessible, commercial kitchen, ample parking, and I am looking for Chester Township, and here is why. Based upon my annual report that I did, our number 2 consumer across the boards are in the Chester zip code.
Oh, they are?
That's where they live. So it makes the most sense across the board. The only time they came in number 3 was the amount of people who ride Geauga Transit. They're the 3rd consumer
But
for Geauga Transit.
the ones in Bainbridge, are they all going down to that senior center
Yes,
down there?
For the most part.
For the most part. Or-
Occasionally on a pick day, if we have
Yeah.
a social event, they will go to Chardon. If we have like a Christmas party or a New Year's party, but the Chagrin Falls Park area, they are our 3rd consumer who live in that zip code. They stay in their area. We've been conducting a survey about where would you go to a senior center, and the consensus is within 5 miles of their zip code is where they're willing to travel
Oh,
to go to a
really?
local senior center, with exception to maybe once a quarter going to a special event,
But yeah, like they had that one with all the seniors when
like the Maple Festival.
the 80-year-old, the 90-year-old.
Or the 90th birthday.
The 90th birthday,
Right.
remember?
So
They
they,
brought in the Four Seasons.
Yes.
Are you
Yeah.
advertising for a single year or multi-year?
I would like to do a
lease?
2-year contract.
2-year.
Yes, and the reason I would like to do that is I would like to work more with our help desk, and I would like to get our phone systems in there and the appropriate internet access. Right now, we're using some providers, and we really aren't on the Cisco system, and sometimes that slows some of the business. So I'd like to have a longer contract so we can get the appropriate amenities. Any questions?
Well, it sounds like you did your homework, huh?
Yeah, I have to say that, you know, the number, where people live, is number 1, 44024, who access our services, number 2, Chester, number 3, Sugar and Falls.
Sugar and Falls.
Number 4 is Middlefield. So, and we have a senior center each of those locations.
Is there one in Thompson?
There is one in Thompson.
But it's not really.
It's few and far between, and aside, but as I've been conducting the survey, I have received requests for a more active location for a Thompson Center.
Yeah.
And while I have talked with a facility near the square, they haven't had an interest. So I'm open to considering a more active Thompson
I just was
Center
wondering
if I
about
can
that,
find
you know,
space.
the town hall, you know, now that they're gonna have the sewage plant and
Mhm.
everything, I wonder if that might be a really nice place.
Yeah, it could, hopefully, I don't know if they're doing any kind of commercial kitchen, because we still do
Oh.
meals out of that area.
Oh, do you?
Mhm.
No, they don't?
Yeah.
Joni's shaking her head, no.
But I know the school is vacant, or
What do they do with that school now?
I'm not aware, but that was something I clearly didn't.
I think they voted.
So,
Well, that doesn't keep it clear.
so I would say Thompson's a bit of a question mark right now.
Yeah.
There's been some
Yeah.
requests for a more active location, and I think finding that in Thompson is a bit of a challenge right
Yeah.
now. But as far as West
Probably
G,
that school.
it does make a lot of sense to
Sense.
have one. Also in Chester, there's that connection with the school system that hopefully we can continue for the intergenerational programming.
So you said the only thing they came back in Chesterland was the use of Geauga Transit, which
They were
to
number
me
third.
would mean that they're just a more
They're more
mobile,
independent.
clientele,
Yeah.
drive themselves.
Yeah, they were the third. Yeah, 44024 is our number 1 consumer, Geauga Transit. 062 is our second, and number 3 is Chester.
Thank you.
Okay, if we could read number 6 then.
The Department on Aging is requesting the Board grant permission to advertise for requests for proposals to lease space for use as the West Geauga Senior Center. These proposals will be opened and read on December 10th, 2014 at 3:30 p.m. Notice of this request for proposals will be advertised on November 20th, 2014 and on the county website.
I make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spindler?
I motion approved, thank you,
Thank
Jessica.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
And then we've got the community economic development.
Morning.
Morning, Anita.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I really
Isn't
am.
it? See that snow
Well, you know, I went to pick my sister up at the airport, and when I went down, I took the wrong exit. I was going into Cleveland. Well, I'm in Mayfield Road, and by the time I got to Highland Heights, it was a blizzard. There was
No.
nothing in Mayfield, and it was a blizzard. I mean, you wouldn't have believed it. It was only, what, how many, 2 miles or something?
I guess we've been lucky. I mean, it's.
There's nothing
We got out of
south, right, by
September.
us.
Yeah.
We're not putting no snow on our ground. Not in Newberry.
Well, I've got a loan, we were hoping for a second one, but we'll eventually get to that other one. We just had to change a project because she had to close earlier. But this is Vince DeMar with Familius Deli and Fresh Market, and he chose Newberry as where he wants to locate.
Twisted Cone Building?
Yeah.
Twisted
Really?
You mean?
That's where it's gonna
Yeah,
go,
that's what
yeah.
he chose, right there at almost 44 and 87.
Well, it was King Cone, yeah, no, but that was it was currently Twisted Cone.
What are they gonna do in there?
He looked at a lot of locations, and that's what he settled on.
That's not a real big place, is it?
Yeah, it's all takeout, takeaway, and
There's
a
enough people
deli,
working right there,
market.
yeah.
He wants to have really a higher level of quality fine meats and deli trays, and
Alright.
yeah, I think there's a party ordering. It's interesting that everything seems to be zeroing in on Newberry. But,
Newberry's a nice place.
yeah, he's planned well for this. He
So
seems to have really
precious.
laid
No
out a
prejudice.
good game plan. So we're gonna help him out with the equipment purchases.
So Familia
The-
Deli and Fresh Market, Familia.
The refrigeration,
Sounds
the
Italian.
slicers, the racers, the,
Did he tell you when he plans on opening?
well, he wants to open
For lunch?
right after Thanksgiving, so it's gonna be a rush to the finish, so.
Oh, great.
We gotta get the report out to the state and
Uh-huh.
then try to turn everything around as quickly as possible, so we'll do whatever we can to make it happen, so.
So do we wanna read the number 7 and 8?
Yeah, they go together.
The Office of Community and Economic Development is requesting the board approve and authorize the president of the board to execute the Ohio Department of Development Office of Housing and Community Partnerships RLF Grant Loan Review Report Form for a Community Development Block Grant CDBG Revolving Loan Fund Loan to Familia's Deli and Fresh Market LLC for the purchase of machinery and equipment to be located at 12399 Kingston Road, Newbury Township, in the amount of $47,100.
Okay, make that motion.
Oh,
The Office of
Second.
Community and
Read the
Economic
second.
Development is requesting the board approve and authorize the president of the board to execute the certification of determination of subsequent exemption for a categorical exclusion project for a community development block grant CDBG revolving loan fund loan to Familia's Deli and Fresh Market LLC for the purchase of machinery and equipment to be located at 12399 Kinsman Road, Newbury Township, in the amount of $47,100.
Yeah, make that motion.
I'll second them.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye, both approved.
Yeah.
hopefully we get one more loan in before year end. Thank you.
Thank you,
And-
Anita.
Oh, sure.
Hi, Tony, how are you?
Hi,
Well, how are
Johnny.
you?
This is Jilson, Nelsky, Freesky, they're all Jeff Szynski. So, but they are getting an additional loan from Lake National Bank, and they're just asking us to subordinate to their additional 200,000.
So there's nothing, this is just paper, this is just housekeeping?
Basically,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, if we could do number 9 now.
The Office of Community and Economic Development is requesting the board approve and execute the subordination agreement real estate mortgage between the Geauga County Board of Commissioners and Lake National Bank for Nelsky Incorporated, Jilson LLC, and Freeskys Incorporated, a revolving loan fund client, as Jilson LLC is obtaining an additional loan in the amount of $200,000 from Lake National Bank for property located at 11900 East Washington Street, Auburn Township.
What are they building there? What are they doing there?
Additional machinery equipment. They've been there for several years.
Is that?
They do the mitigation of burned out buildings and so forth. That's their business, and they just bought Paul Davis.
Oh,
and-
okay,
that's-
yeah,
Oh, that
okay.
was like Paul Davis.
This is Paul
All
Davis
right,
Group,
yeah,
it's,
yeah, now
the
it
older
makes sense.
So they
Szynski.
just
Yeah.
bought the one in Akron maybe, I don't know,
Is it
2 years
Jeff?
ago.
The oldest one's Jeff.
Jeff, yeah.
Oh, Jeff Szynski.
Right.
So it's Jeff. It's changed the name? I mean, Jilson.
Well, I
Jeff.
don't know where they come up with these things.
Well, it's not our
And
deal.
Treeskis, it's kind of like.
Well, he
they
had another partner for where the Nelsky came in.
Oh, is
but
that right?
Yeah, but he's no, I think the man died, to be honest with
Yeah, I know Jeff since he was,
you. Yeah.
boy, you don't want to talk like that, but it's true. Right.
Okay,
I'll make that motion.
second,
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye, motion approved, thanks, Jody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you.
Okay, then we have Department of Job and Family Services. Good
Tyler-
morning, how
Tyler's
are you?
here.
Morning.
How are you today?
Good, good.
Oh, we're good.
Good. Well, I'd like to start by stating that moving forward, my intentions are to present you new staff more frequently and not wait as long. Because we got quite a list today, and that's because I shouldn't have waited as long as I had. We're asking you to acknowledge the following firms. They're all full-time staff and they're all replacement staff. There are no new positions. We have Brooke Bordeaux, who is a social service worker too, who comes to us with a bachelor's degree in psychology from Allegheny College. She worked at a residential agency in Erie, PA for 4 years as a unit director, then 3 years as a residential service coordinator. We also have Micah Brindo as a maintenance repair worker who graduated from Chardon High School. He worked at Intellipac for 5 years and at Air Cleaning Systems for 5 years prior to that again. Amy Howell as a social service worker too. She has a bachelor's degree in human development and family studies from Kent. She interned at Pathways Caring for Children and also worked in the field of working with persons with disabilities, both in a residential setting and a day setting at a place called New Avenues for Independence. Nicole Wright was hired on as a clerical specialist 1. She graduated from Grand Valley and she's currently pursuing a degree also in human services and criminology. She worked over at Shade Tree Power Sports and Masco, both in Middlefield as a customer service person. We have Alyssa Parnaby, our clerical specialist 2. She has a Bachelor of Arts degree in English from Kent State. She worked previously in customer services over at Invisible Fence, and she also worked sometime over at Mark's. Brianna Vargo is a social service worker 2. Master's of Arts degree in Human Development and Family Studies from Kent, as well as a bachelor's degree in gerontology also from Kent. She interned working with seniors with disabilities and worked as a graduate student at Kent. She was also a housing specialist, providing crisis intervention at a shelter. And then finally, Peter Medved as MIS specialist. He worked at Huntington Bank for 16 years, 8 years as their IT support specialist, supervisor, and 6 years as their senior IT support specialist, and then 2 years as a computer analyst.
Wow. Good
You
background.
got a good catch
Yeah.
there.
We
huh?
did,
Yeah.
and he's
Yeah.
he's local, so we're very glad to have
Wow.
him.
Good.
So are these all new?
They are
These replacements?
all new, they're all new, they're all replacements. But
Oh,
they
they're
do-
replacing.
Replacements, yeah.
Replacements, yeah.
So who was your MIS specialist before?
That was Kurt Weber. He actually left, he got a job a little farther west.
Oh, closer.
Closer, yeah.
to
it wasn't-
where-
Yeah, it's kind of the same distance from home, a little more.
Yeah.
pay.
Works with Mike
More
Hino.
pay.
Yeah, Mike.
Works with
Hine.
Mike Hino.
Oh.
Who's been there for
Oh,
years.
yeah.
So this is Mike's assistant, basically.
That's right.
Well, you got a good crew there.
I
Looks
think
like
we do.
you're-
We're
yeah.
excited, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, then if we could read number 10.
The Department of Job and Family Services is requesting the board acknowledge the following new hire appointments of the previous executive director and interim acting executive director of Job and Family Services, as Job and Family Services has complied with the Board of Commissioners recruitment and hiring procedures. Brooke Bordeaux, Social Services Worker 2, effective August 4th, 2014. Micah Brindo, Maintenance Repair Worker, effective September 2nd, 2014. Amy Howell, Social Service Worker 2, effective September 15th, 2014. Nicole Wright, Clerical Specialist 1, effective September 26th, 2014. Alyssa Parnaby, Clerical Specialist 2, effective September 30th, 2014. Brianna Vargo, Social Service Worker 2, effective October 1st, 2014. And Peter Medved, MIS Specialist, effective October 14th, 2014.
I'll make those motions.
Second.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye, motion's approved. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
10:30.
We have to skip down to
17.
Dale?
17.
No, we gotta
Okay,
do
so
the
the-
public hearing.
Oh,
Okay.
finally, Woodhill.
And changes have been transpired since the previous meeting. We were in receipt of a resolution from Montville Township trustees that they approved at a special meeting last night to rescind the petition to the Board of Commissioners seeking to vacate the easement upon a portion of Woodhill Drive. So I have a motion to request the board acknowledge receipt of certified resolution 20141112 from the Montville Township Board of Trustees dated November 12, 2014 to rescind the petition to the Geauga County Board of County Commissioners seeking to vacate the easement upon a portion of Woodhill Drive. And if you would like to read
Rescinding it now?
Here.
What's happening?
They had a meeting yesterday evening, and Montville trustees passed this resolution to rescind the petition. So what Christie's saying is you'll be acknowledging that we got this.
Do we have to ask for input from the public on that?
So-
Or This is,
No,
no.
you know,
Kills
we're not
it all,
having a
right?
hearing, we're
Okay. Okay.
acknowledging this.
So this kind of breaks it apart there, right?
You can.
So what change is still in the It's okay with me.
Do I have a motion for that?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye, motion approved.
second part of that. This is procedural, follows from the prosecutor's office. The Commissioner's office is requesting the board accept the resolution and approve the request of the Montville Township Board of Trustees to rescind the petition to vacate a portion of Woodhill Drive, TR 731 in Montville Township, and further cancel the public hearing scheduled for 10:30 a.m.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
I motion approved.
You gotta sign something, huh?
Okay, then,
I didn't hear it.
Dale from EMA.
Thank God he's here. Oh,
Hey, Dale.
morning.
Great.
Glenn did all the legwork on this, so thank goodness you're here.
This is the generator contract. They got a state grant for generators that are located at the fire department. We have 4 portable generators throughout the county. This will take care of that, and we also have 3 light plants throughout the county that we use at night, or the police use it and all this. This contract is just, it's a 2-year contract to do all the preventive maintenance, and if anything else goes down or breaks on the with the generators.
Did,
Yes, sir.
did we have, should have asked you this before, but I've only been here a year, and I remember we voted on.
It's been a wonderful year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's been
We
great.
we voted on a generator
Correct,
maintenance agreement before
correct,
that was multi-year.
correct. We have 3 maintenance contracts with our generators. One's for all the county buildings.
Okay.
That's a contract. One is for all our tower sites, the sheriffs. That's another contract. And then this contract
Okay.
here is for the fire departments. These are what, and correct me if I'm wrong, these were what is,
These are Homeland Security dollars. We, back when we were just Homeland Security dollars, we looked at the best way to house people in the event we have an emergency, a weather emergency or whatever. Instead of setting up one of our mega centers like Notre Dame and Cardinal High School, we thought that the first line of defense would be to make sure each town hall and or fire department, where there is one, has an operating generator, so people who are familiar with the fire departments could go there and EMTs and paramedics could take care of it. Excuse me. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fire departments, 2 of which are light towers, which we use up here during election and sometimes.
Yeah, you had one out here last week.
Correct. Well, that was the phase 3 generator. That's the one we sure.
that was the generator that we had up here, the phase 3.
It's,
And then the light plant we had right in front of board elections.
Right.
That's stationed at the Chardon Fire Department, which is used for all emergencies.
we have one in the center of the county, we have one at Russell on the west end. But the whole purpose was to make sure every fire department had a generator, and that was accomplished. And then we had spares, one of which we had at the Chardon High School, one at Clarendon, but one was vandalized, so we made sure that the, what do you call that?
The plug
Transfer switch.
Transfer switch.
Is still there, and if need be, we would just haul it there and plug it in. Because it wouldn't have been too hard to vacuum pickup truck up to it and haul it away. So,
And the cord that was cut, that's anywhere from a $3,000 to a $5,000 cord right there, copper.
They were after the copper.
yeah, we got it in winter people, so.
You'd have known who it was.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not the way I want to.
My crime solver right there.
I guess at some point, maybe we want to discuss the fact, maybe we want to transfer these over to these fire departments and they would maintain them. I don't know. It's a
Yeah.
possibility.
They would do
I
that.
mean, there's 1, 2, 3,
Munson has
4,
their own.
5. Hamden, Montville, Troy, Parkman, and Thompson all have stationary ones that can only be used at those locations. It can't be moved. The other ones, they're all county property, but the other ones are things that we can move and plug into county
Oh.
facilities and be used for county
Oh.
purposes. So,
So if you needed them, then say
right,
there's
so,
an
but I
emergency,
mean, I
could
think
run
at some
around
point,
and
we maybe want to look at those 5 and say, government to government.
get 'em.
It's a thought, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. They'd probably still let you use them anyway.
I think the maintenance on that costs us about, what, $300-400 per unit per year?
Correct.
Unless there's a major expenditure.
Yeah, I mean, it says here not to exceed 20,000, but that's a lot of money
Well,
to
that's
tune
over
up
2
a
years,
generator,
and
so.
Yeah.
Would you say 9,000 per PM over 2 years, so $4,500 a year for preventative maintenance for about
Okay.
13 generators?
Correct.
Oh, that's.
Yeah, that, I
And
mean,
maybe the rest of it, in case something goes down, or we gotta get something repaired or fixed,
Yeah.
and we can call this company right up, and they'll come out and get it fixed and repaired.
And what's the average size of those? Oh, the 30s.
Well, they're different. Some are 25, some go all the way up to 60.
Is that big?
It all depends on what the draw was from the various facilities. They were all spec'd out back then. But
Yeah.
I think your mobile ones are what, 25 or 60s?
Oh, they're pretty good size.
yeah, they're big.
Those are big, those aren't just little housewares. Okay, sounds good.
Department of Emergency Services is requesting the board approve and execute a service contract agreement with Chef Electric Company to perform inspections and maintenance services for the Geauga County Department of Emergency Services generators annexed for the year 2015 and 2016 in an amount not to exceed $20,000.
Make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Sweetie? Mr. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Spiller?
I motion approved.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good day.
Yep, have a nice day, thank you.
Transit Department.
Well, Mike.
Good.
How you doing, Mike?
How's everybody?
Oh, we're good.
Good.
6 of us, huh?
Yeah, later you'll blend in with the surroundings with that white sweater. Yeah.
Oh, no, you stand out, Mike. We see you in the corner there.
Number 12, we're requesting that the board approve the closing as opposed to the position of transit supervisor, driver supervisor. We're not going to fill it at this time. Going forward, looking at my budget, looking at all the cost cutting things that we could do going forward in 2015. Looking at this particular position, between myself and my operations manager, we're going to absorb a lot of those duties.
Wow.
And then see how that works out. Along with how our budget's going, maybe foreseeing asking to reopen that maybe end of first quarter next year, possibly. So
If you need it. Okay.
Who would you read 12?
The Transit Department is requesting the board approve closing the posting for the position of Transit Driver Supervisor number 2207, as this position will not be filled at this time.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spiller?
I motion approved. Thank you, Mike.
thank you.
Okay, then we got Department of Water Resources. Jerry?
Got allergies. Allergy rep. Hi, Jerry.
Good morning.
Look at all that paper.
Too much.
No, this was all the work I brought over here because I wasn't sure how long it was
Oh,
gonna be.
oh.
Ah, so you want to make your
Do some
time
work, yeah.
worthwhile.
You
want to hang out here the rest of the day, you might get it done.
Hey, I might without the phone ringing.
Yeah, I hear you.
Let's see here, 12. The first item on here is for, in the Hawksmoor subdivision off of Bainbridge Road in Bainbridge Township there, just before you get into Solon, we have a sewer line there. The road, the township's been having issues with some subsidence on the hillside where our sewer line is, and it's also affecting the road. We have replaced the sewer line in the past. About 3 years ago, we replaced the line, the section that was being cut, falling away because of the hillside sliding away.
Sure.
When we recently did some videoing, we found that that pipe is starting to slide some more down the hill. So what we're doing is looking to flip the sewer line in that location to the other side of the road, which is on the level area. It's not on the slope side of the road. So this is just for the soil boring, to hire Summit Testing to come out and test the soils on the other side of the road to make sure there isn't something there that's
Weird,
gonna
yeah.
cause us problems going
Sure, that's good.
the other side of the road.
Foresight.
We could read 13.
Department of Water Resources is requesting the board approve, initial, and execute a service contract agreement with Summit Testing and Inspection Company to perform soil borings and a geotechnical report for the Hawksmoor subdivision sewer relocation in Bainbridge Township for a 3-month period in an amount not to exceed $4,450.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye, motion approved. And then 14, Jerry?
The next item here is contract with actually amending our original service contract with Friedebach from the beginning of the year. To add we are having some issues with one of our two wells at our Scranton Woods water system. And we're trying to solve the problem, but one of the possible outcomes is we're gonna have to re-drill a new well. So we're just wanting to amend the service contract to allow for that to happen, so that if we do get to that point where we need to do that, we can do it without having to, we're going to get that system back.
Do they have a water
It's
supply problems?
No, it's actually, we're experiencing, during our annual testing or monthly testing, we had a E. coli sample that came up, bad, and we're not getting, because we do, I think it's 3 that we do every time, and it's one of the 3 comes out bad, and that doesn't necessarily mean that the well is contaminated. And my understanding from talking to Lisa, our lab supervisor, is that it's not necessarily even an E. coli that's causing that sample to go bad. It could be another bug in there that isn't, but it shows up as E. coli.
Where is the well in relationship to the sewer plant?
The water plant is all the way in the back, like in the back corner.
Like the southwest corner of the house.
Yeah, I was get trouble. And then our wastewater plant is
on the
all the way at
northeast
front,
corner,
front
right by the
yeah.
road, right.
And the discharge from that plant
Down
is
that creek.
way down into the stream off of Auburn Road. So it's not there, and again, it's only the one well.
That serves 38. That serves just the 38 units.
Correct. That serves just Scranton units. So.
Okay, if we could do a read on that.
The Department of Water Resources is requesting the board approve and execute service contract maintenance for number 1, increasing the contract with Friedebach Well Drilling Incorporated for additional water treatment plant repairs at Scranton Woods and the County Service Center in Clayton Township in the amount of $30,000.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sneakers?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye, motion approved. And then 15.
Then the next item here is an amendment to the service contract we have with CUE Excavating. CUE is going to be doing the cut-in of a valve on Chagrin Road, where we had the fire hydrant get knocked over by the car, the accident.
Oh, right, we're
was that
still on that, huh?
About 7 months ago or so now. We were originally going to have that be a live tap. They could do a live tap with the valve. When they started doing the excavating to get down to the point where they would put that valve in, there was some storm sewer lines and things like that were in the way, so they couldn't get the equipment into the hole to do the live tap. So they actually have to go in, and we'll have to shut off that line, that section of the line, and cut that valve in, and then go through the chlorination process for that line and that. So this one, we will know it's coming, so we'll make sure that the water tower in Knowles Industrial Park is full, so our customers up in that area will have the pressure and the water capacity that they need while we fix that, yes.
Okay.
We could do a read on that.
The Department of Water Resources is requesting the board approve and execute service contract maintenance for number 1, increasing the contract with CUE Excavating Contractors LLC for additional excavating and valve insertions in the amount of $2,500.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sneakers?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye, motion approved. And then 16.
16 is associated with our license with the state and the local Board of Health for operating small water systems. Again, this kind of the Scranton Woods water system is considered a small public water system, so we need to renew that license every year, and then this is with regards to the bond.
We could do a read on that.
The Department of Water Resources is requesting the board approve and execute resolution number 14-167, authorizing the Director of the Department of Water Resources to execute any and all instruments and indemnify the Department of Water Resources pertaining to the bond posted to the Ohio Department of Health and EEH Private Water Systems for the application for a private water systems installer's license to cover activities of the Department's water treatments and distribution operations.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Motion approved. Thank you, Terry.
Actually, one other thing too, because I said Scranton would, but the services center water system was also covered by that.
Yeah, I saw
By
that.
that.
Yeah.
Bainbridge isn't, it's large enough for, doesn't fall into the small systems.
I hear you.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Jerry. Item 18, the county engineer's office.
All right.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
Jane?
Okay, we have item 18, which is the request for the board to approve and execute the change order number 1 for Pettibone Road in the amount of a deduct of $13,896.70. The project is completed and under budget. We mainly had a couple major reductions in cost. We didn't have to perform the power head loops for the traffic signals. And we didn't have to fix the catch basins that we thought we might have to, so we were able to save approximately $14,000 total. That's pretty much it on that one.
See if we could do a read on that.
The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute change order number 1 and final increase in the contract with Ryan Incorporated for the asphalt resurfacing of Pettibone Road, CH 607, sections A through D in Bainbridge Township in the amount of $13,896.70.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Motion approved.
Thank you. Item 19 is the resolution to improve Burton Windsor Road, County Highway 14, sections F and G, from Madison Road, State Route 528, to Bundiesburg Road, Township Road 311. This is going to be Ohio Public Works funded project for 2015, and this is our first resolution to start that design process.
All right.
We could do a read on that.
The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution number 14-168 to improve Burton Windsor Road, CH 14, sections F through G in Huntsburg Township.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Motion approved.
Thank you, Board. Motion number 20, similar to the last one, this is to the resolution to improve Thwing Road, County Highway 27, from the Lake County line to Auburn Road, County Highway 4. And this is also Ohio Public Works funded project to be built in 2015.
All right. Can we-
Okay, if we
Sorry.
could read that.
The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution number 14-169 to improve Thwing Road, CH 27, sections A and B in Chardon Township.
Motion?
Second.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Motion approved.
Thank you. And finally, the item number 21, we are recommending the use of, what do we call it there, the municipal road fund for Chardon's City's Fifth Avenue improvements. We reviewed their report, and their request for funds is in conformance with the use of those funds for that project. So we're recommending that the board does allocate that for that purpose.
When you do that, they submit their plans or their drawings or whatever, or they just tell you they want it?
We have reviewed their engineering documents, and the use for the money is consistent with the use of the municipal road fund.
Do you know how they plan on repairing that? Because that's a concrete section of, looks like Beirut when you drive along there.
That's always fun.
Yeah, I don't
I come to work
personally.
that way, I know
yeah.
how it is.
I know that their intent is to restore it to
Too many spots there.
to a much more consistent nature with the section that they did in the last phase between Washington and Center Street.
Yeah.
It won't be as wide, that's the industrial section, but it will be minus all of the
You know, the
Beirut
roads,
factor.
You know, the roads that I've looked at in northeast Ohio, it just seems like the cement roads are the nastiest when they go. And they can be like in large quadrants in good shape, but where the seams are, then they kind of drip. I mean, Medina is just loaded with the roads like that.
There's no flexibility in
Yeah.
concrete.
And they all concur that, you know, they'd rather see asphalt. In Geauga County, they could only find, well, it's Fifth Avenue and Clarendon, there's the only two roads they, oh, that's, they had a hard time finding a bad road.
Right.
Which I thought was good.
Yeah, we're doing a good job.
You're doing a good job, as long as you get the money.
So if we could read 21.
The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve the use of municipal road funds for construction funding assistance for the Fifth Avenue pavement repair project in the city of Chardon in accordance with section 4.08 of the guidelines in an amount not to exceed $195,560.46.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Motion approved. Thank you.
Thank you, board.
What is 22?
Yeah. 22, there was a company called Q-Band that put up a wireless or a WiMAX internet service off the Troy 800 megahertz tower to provide broadband connectivity to people in Troy. Now Q-Band is interested in or now Q-Band is their assets have been taken over by a company called Ripflow Network, Jim Ciccarella, and he wants to have equipment on the prime site tower, which is by DES, to broadcast WiMAX right from there to Burton Station.
How good is that?
Yeah, it works.
Because that whole quadrant is not good.
Right, so that'll provide service.
good.
And there's, you know, a couple businesses in Burton Station that are gonna
Sure.
benefit from the broadband, so
Yeah,
it's
you
a
got
good thing.
Geauga over there, Geauga.
Yeah,
A couple of companies over there.
yeah,
Well, that's good.
so that's what it's about.
So if we could read 22.
The Commissioner's Office is requesting the board approve and execute the amendment to the tower lease agreement with Ripflow Network LLC to allow additional equipment, Exhibit C, to be installed on the prime tower located at 12518 Merritt Road, Chardon, and further increase the annual rental amount to $2,100 per year.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
My motion approved. And then,
Planning tonight.
so for acknowledgements, we've got report filed by the dog warden. All dogs seized, impounded, redeemed, or destroyed for the week ending October 29th, 2014, and November 5th, 2014, as required by Ohio Revised Code 955.12. Monthly financial report from the County Building Department for the month of October 2014. 2013 stewardship visit to the mayor and Mayor East Conservation Easement Properties.
Mayor property.
Meetings, we have planning commission meeting 7 PM in the planning commission room. Tonight, tomorrow, NOACA External Affairs 8:30, policy 9:30, planning program 11. And then Monday's Family First, 2 PM, Job and Family Services, 11:18, commissioners will hold regular session. Ohio Public Works on the 19th, District 7 meetings, small government, 9:30 AM. Executive Committee 10 and Integrating Committee at 10:30. Then on Tuesday, the 25th, Commissioners will hold regular session. 27th, county offices will be closed for Thanksgiving. Regularly scheduled Commissioners meeting is canceled, and then the 28th, county offices under the hiring authority of Commissioners will be closed for general business. 24 operations will continue as normal. With that motion
There was a question I think raised about Christmas falls on Thursday this year. So now the question is being raised about the day after Christmas, whether the board will handle that the same way as the day after Thanksgiving or not.
They can take vacation if they want, but I think.
I've worked in different businesses around in my lifetime, and having worked on the day after Thanksgiving and the day after Christmas and the day after New Year's, when it fell between, like on a Friday,
Yeah.
between the holiday and the weekend.
Yeah.
From personal experience, nothing got done.
Nothing. Oh, are you saying
phone-
they'd
more
rather be out
often-
shopping?
More
are you
often than
saying?
not, the
Or
phone
drinking?
didn't ring, nobody called.
Well, to Adrian's point, sometimes you can get a lot done on a day like that. but,
Well, depending
No,
on
but I think,
what your job is, yeah.
Right.
I don't, I have.
Not a
no
good day
opposition
for,
to it.
unless you're maybe in retail sales, it's not a good day.
The end of the year.
Just for scheduling at some point.
Well, I'd
You
make
have
a
to
motion
decision.
to cancel, if the board would approve,
To pay day off for the
the
day
pay
after.
day off.
For the Jan.
Friday,
26th.
For the 26th,
the 26th.
I would second that.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
I motion approved.
Is it the same for New Year's Day?
Well, but that's into a new year. And-
Oh.
And
And I
that's
won't be here to
different
work
than a
on it.
lot of people, like the auditor's office has to work on that day because that's year end. So actually, that ends
Oh,
up being a pretty busy
right,
day
right.
if you're in the accounting business.
Well, there's
Yeah, so.
pretty
that-
significant
That you might want to
difference
handle
between the
different.
Christmas holiday and the New
Yep.
Year holiday.
Yep.
Is that right?
I think so. You may not.
Okay,
So with that, if we have a motion to adjourn,
so moved.
Second.
Ralph, that's my sister Virginia. Jenny,
How you
this is
doing,
Ralph,
Miss
the
Paige?
other
How are you?
commissioner. And this is Christy, our clerk.
Hi, I'm Ruth.
And the two in the back, Mike and